A single raven circled above the shattered gates of the Celestial Sect, its shadow stretching over the scorched stones where disciples once stood in proud formation. The air still thrummed with the echoes of the fateful duel that left Elder Qin limping, and the mysterious flame talisman now in Wujiang's hands. Whispers speak of a hidden power awakening in the northern cliffs, one that may tip the balance of the sect's fragile order. As tempers flare and secrets claw their way into the open. Recap. Tales of Riveting 1. Chapter 722 will reveal who dares to seize destiny and who will crumble beneath it. Finally, Qinmu led the group out of the southern heavenly gate. The oppressive aura dissipated like mist before the morning sun, and all felt a sudden lightness, as if mountains had been lifted from their shoulders. "Where does senior brother hail from?" asked the figure nearest to human form, stepping forward with curiosity. "I am Hubugi of the three-eyed god race. I have not met senior brother in bullfighting world before. I saw you speaking with heavenly teacher earlier, and dared not approach," came the measured reply. Qinmu, Qin Fengqing. Qinmu studied the three-eyed god race warrior. He possessed enormous hands and feet, shoulders broad as rolling hills, the muscles there twisted into bulging lumps. Yet his upper arms, by contrast, were slim and delicate. Below, his forearms thickened with coiled power, tapering again at the wrists with a strange rhythm. His waist was narrow beneath a back like a fortress, forming a triangular silhouette. Thighs thick and formidable gave way to knees slender as bamboo shoots. The upper portion of his lower legs bulged, only to narrow again at the ankles. Hubugi's cultivation of the flesh had forged a body of explosive potential, unlike Qinmu's balanced form. Qinmu's muscles, lean and tempered, lent tenacity. Every strike was drawn like a bow, strength accumulating before unleashing an earth-shaking blow. Hubugi, by contrast, moved with speed and suddenness, his body a torrent of lightning-fast strikes. Yet lacking the depth of power Qinmu could amass through careful preparation. "I am from the Great Ruins, and this is my first meeting with the senior brothers and sisters." Qinmu tilted his head. "Hubugi, what is the meaning behind your name? Why not go home?" The man walked silently for a while before replying, his voice low and even. "My parents left bullfighting world and gave birth to me beyond its bounds. They sought breakthroughs in foreign lands to solve our clan's lack of a divine bridge, but never succeeded. When they wished to return, they found they could not, for their hearts had strayed. Thus, they named me Hubugi." A faint smile touched his lips. "It means, why not go home, a token of belonging for them. The senior brothers and sisters laughed at my name, but now they call me Big Senior Brother." Qinmu nodded, recalling Hubugi's stature, tallest among the life-and-death realm martial practitioners, quick to recover when he united the will against Southern Heavenly Gate's pressure. Even if one started late in bullfighting world, one could rise to prominence through talent and perseverance, as Hubugi had. Ahead, the group reached a palace. The path to bullfighting Celestial Palace unique, stretching through the Celestial Palace to Jade Pool, God Execution Stage, Jade Capital, and Numinous Sky. Qinmu walked with Hubugi, seeking knowledge of the martial soul. His understanding was shallow. He only knew from the old farmer that cultivating the primordial spirit with martial arts led to the martial soul. Its formation, however, remained a mystery. "Martial soul is truly the martial path of the primordial spirit," Hubugi murmured, glancing about before lowering his voice. "I cultivated my martial soul by external methods. Bullfighting world forbids learning outside divine arts, paths, or skills, yet I learned some from my parents abroad, giving me a unique understanding." Qinmu pressed further. "How does the martial path primordial spirit differ from the ordinary?" Hubugi's eyes darkened. "They forego awakening the spirit embryo, forging the soul like iron, like metal. Youths confront fierce tigers, horned pythons, flood dragons. Few survive such trials in bullfighting world." Qinmu's jaw dropped. Even the harsh guidance of his elders had spared him such mortal peril. A thunderous roar erupted from the hall ahead, the clash of warriors' bodies resonating like heaven-splitting storms. Sweat flew like rain, flesh tested against iron will. Hubugi advanced undisturbed. With sufficient cultivation, soul and body fuse. Martial path spirit animates flesh, blood, and bone. Movements become rolling thunder and stationary lightning. Divine arts carry one's will. the essence of the martial soul. Only then comes the spirit embryo, secondary to the corporeal vessel. I returned to Bullfighting Palace with my spirit embryo awakened, demanding more effort than all my senior and junior brothers. Qin pondered. He had once walked a similar path, yet the Overlord Body 3 elixir technique had propelled him past spirit embryo realm. Bypassing the rigorous forging of martial soul, Bullfighting World, however, pursued it fully, molding practitioners in a way foreign to outside lands. The divine arts of the martial path wield one's spirit and will. That is the possession of the martial soul, he reflected, recalling training under Butcher, Old Ma, and Blind. He had never reached this consummation, yet now he began to grasp it. Suddenly, a figure shot from the hall, crashing upon the southern heavenly gate's lintel before dropping. Qinmu's eyes flicked. The farmer at the throne exuded qi and blood like tidal waves, fists taking form as martial figures, attacking intruders with raw, unrestrained willpower. This is the martial path made manifest, Qinmu thought. One glance, and the world shatters. The farmer's spirit assumed three-dimensional forms, vivid and alive, each blow a symphony of life and death realm mastery. Martial practitioners fell, blood staining the hall, bodies torn by the weight of divine strikes. Even the 50 elites could barely withstand his spirit's assault. Hubugi intervened, qi and blood coalescing into his own martial figure, colliding with the farmer's will. The resulting clash resonated with cosmic majesty, the momentum of returning to one's true self. Despite Hubugi's might, the farmer's fist dispersed his projection with a single strike. Yet Hubugi's corporeal body, honed to perfection, surged forth with each punch and kick capable of mountain-shaking force, his hair and limbs becoming weapons of the martial path. Qinmu observed, eyes alight with Nine Heavens' eyes awakening skill. He saw Hubugi's primordial spirit fused with his body, vital qi arcing like dragons through the stars, grounding into the six directions. His body became a spirit weapon, martial soul and corporeal form merged in perfect symphony. So this is the martial soul. Inspired, Qinmu executed every learned technique, Old Ma's fists, Butcher's blades, Blind's spear, three-headed six-armed arts, and ancestral dragon's moves, tempering spirit and will, each strike forging the essence of martial path mastery. The hall cleared. Blood marked the passage of Bullfighting World's warriors. The farmer remained before the throne, eyes closed. He spoke, voice calm yet commanding. "Are you ready?" Qinmu nodded. Qi and blood erupted like an explosion, filling the hall. The farmer opened his eyes, sparks of lightning in the crimson light. Spirit formed, a figure lunging at Qinmu. Qinmu laughed, striking with the essence of his martial soul. "I use my blood to reflect my martial soul." A tremendous shockwave roared through the hall. Silence fell. Qinmu stepped out, gaze lifted. A blood-red rainbow arched across the sky. His martial path, primordial spirit, blazing like the stars of the Big Dipper, brilliant and unyielding. Within the hall, the farmer resumed his meditation. Founding Emperor's descendant is a good child. Qinmu's qi and blood surged forth, flowing with him like a rainbow cast across the heavens. His spirit of the martial path was no mere entrance into the ways of combat. If he pursued it solely through martial skill, he would be no different from the countless pugilists roaming bullfighting world. He sought no bridge to the divine, no celestial palace in the life and death realm, for his divine bridge was already whole. What he sought was the world's reformation, the refinement of paths, skills, and divine arts. Thus, the spirit of his martial path was unshackled from tradition, fused instead with the reforming fire of the eternal peace era. That era burned old ways to ash and heralded new, unstoppable currents like wildfire across the plains. If such spirit were melded with martial cultivation, it would surpass ordinary mastery by leagues. Qinmu seized this moment, using the cultivation of martial spirit to forge the eternal peace era into his very soul. He entered the second hall, encountering the casualties before its entrance. The handiwork, no doubt, of the hall's guardian god. Inside, only a peasant woman remained. Hubugi and the others were nowhere to be seen. "How many days have I spent comprehending the spirit of the martial path?" Qinmu murmured, his eyes tracing the dried stains of blood upon the floor. "Disciple of the woodcutter, 10 days to traverse the first hall," the woman replied, her frame sturdy, her smile unyielding. "My strength exceeds his. How long do you dare to test yourself here?" Qin smiled. 10. The woman's brow creased. Ambition is no small thing. 9, 8, 7. The countdown whispered across the hall. Upon God Execution stage, twin threads of blood-colored malice twisted like red tornadoes. Hu Bugi had already arrived, and of the 50 who had stormed Southern Heavenly Gate with him, only 2 remained. No god stood to guard this stage, yet its difficulty was unparalleled. Over 20,000 years, countless martial souls had fallen here. The stage's power had been subdued by martial arts' heavenly teacher for the life and death realm, yet it remained the deadliest passage of all. Confidence, brothers. Hu Bugi steadied himself. If you lack it, retreat. Life for 500 more years is worth more than reckless death. The woman shook her head. I have cultivated for this day. I married, bore 2 healthy children, and now my second wish demands sacrifice. I will die if I do not succeed. Another man said, I too have sired heirs. My line continues, my burdens lifted. I am ready to stake my life. Our race must endure and rise to stand among the gods. First, heal your wounds, restore your chi and blood. God Execution stage is no concern for me, but I cannot shield you, Hu Bugi replied, his gaze drifting to the jade pool beyond. The halls they had passed shimmered behind him. I wonder how Brother Qin fares. In 10 days of relentless practice, can he awaken the martial soul? He murmured. Awakening a martial soul is no small feat, the woman said. At 11 I entered 10,000 Beasts Forest, wolves upon wolves for over a dozen days and nights, flesh torn to rags, pain became a phantom. I felt my martial soul awaken, slew the Wolf King, and escaped doom. The man added, I survived Serene Devil World's trial, 1 of 3 out of over 100. Brother Qin's time is too brief, youth yet untested. Let us ascend and confront the divine knife. Hu Bugi nodded. The woman restored her chi and blood to peak state and stepped onto God Execution stage. Let me test the knife first. Can my primordial spirit defend against 1 blow? Twin threads of baleful air shrank and twisted like bloodlight around her neck. She could neither evade nor repel them. In that instant, a hall trembled, dust cascading. Hu Bugi turned, eyes wide, witnessing a back door erupt skyward, a streak of chi and blood racing toward the next palace. Could it be Brother Qin? His heart leapt. The second hall shattered, the rainbow of chi and blood streaking toward the third, so fast. The third hall's back door exploded. Hu Bugi's third eye discerned the scene, a divine eye piercing underworld and Xuandu alike. Qin flew, half squatting midair, arms spread like a hungry eagle. 1 leg stomped on a muscular farmer. Boom! The hall shook. Senior Uncle Gu was beneath him. Normally reluctant to fight with spirit of fists, Gu had sealed his cultivation and treasures, yet Qin had overthrown him with a single strike. Hu Bugi and the other man stared in awe as Qin momentum shattered halls in rapid succession, breaching the jade pool defenses. Despite the high cultivation and prowess of the guardians, Qin pressed on. Unstoppable. Emerging from the last hall, his chi and blood stretched across the sky. He landed atop jade pool, advancing toward God Execution stage. The stage, towering jade steps, was nearly invisible, save for the blood-colored streak hurtling skyward. I cannot hold, cried the woman, just as bloodlight seared her neck, severing both body and primordial spirit. Hu Bugi and senior brother Lu mourned silently. A figure swooped past, ruffling their robes. Qin ascended God Execution stage, darkness flooding as Yudu emerged. He raised hands, strange runes leaping from his fingers, wrapping the severed neck in cryptic glyphs. The head of her primordial spirit rejoined, her body halted mid-fall. Flesh writhed, 2 heads sprouted, 4 arms executed spells, rejoining her form as light exploded, blinding the observers. Time seemed to reverse. The woman regained stance, then was flicked from the stage at incredible speed. The twin baleful air lost target, circling Qin like enraged dragons. God Execution mysterious knife, I possess one too, he laughed. If this cannot slay me, what can 2 suppressed trails do? Chi and blood erupted like a coiling dragon, the 8 voices of ancestral dragon roaring endlessly, forcing back the God Execution knife's baleful air. With precise taps, Qin repelled the twin trails, stepping to the stage as they transformed into twin blood dragons squirming atop it. Hu Bugi cried, astonished. Old Brother Qin, you have mastered corporeal divine arts and the martial soul in mere 10 days. Qin blushed, humble. Truthfully, I am the overlord body. Learning comes swiftly. If I falter, elders scold. Even so, this is slow by my nature.